I'm having a full-on can't say breakdown. I think I had a breakdown last week. Crying, emotional. The first thing that I realized that we got to stop calling our feelings bad names. Okay. First of all, it is just energy. So there is a book, I forgot the name, that I'm reading, but I'll just give you the gist of it. But basically, it is just energy. When we say that there's this burning sensation, and I'm feeling sadness, I'm feeling grief, you're giving a name to a form of energy that doesn't need a name. It's just an energy that's coming out, and all it is asking of you is feel me. Feel me and process me. Don't judge me. Let me come out. And a lot of the times this energy obviously feels like very uncomfortable. We like it when we feel joyful and happy, but when we are feeling this other energy that in the old way I'd call it the burning sensation, the uncomfortable in the chest, feel sometimes tears coming out. No, mustn't feel that. No, feel it. Cry yourself out. Cry yourself until your jaw shakes if you have to. And then the most important thing is to first of all to understand, are you crying to get attention? Shame, pat me on the back, give me a hug, love me? Or are you truly letting your emotions out? So that's very important, because if you keep on wanting to get attention because you're crying, and I used to do that, then that ain't helping, because that attention that you get, eventually you feel shameful, you feel terrible, because do an exercise roundabout, we call it, when you become that other person that gives you a hug when you're seeing yourself, oh, I'm so sad. Become the other person who actually pats you on the back and says, don't worry, my friend. Eventually you'll realize that the other person doesn't actually respect you. So it's very good to get a reality check that you're not actually getting love. You're getting a savior, first of all, a person who's coming to save you. So they're getting their own self-lift by seeing you in a weaker position, and so on and so forth. So important not to judge it by the name. Now, if you truly are feeling something, not for the motifs of for somebody patting you on the back or shame, darling, I feel so sorry for you. If it's not that and you truly are feeling, then feel it. Don't judge it, just feel this emotion, let it come out. Okay. And then very important to do the writing work. So you keep on asking, like, why am I feeling that? And it could be that you suppressed your inner child totally. You haven't given it any love. What's the inner child as far as I understand it? Maybe the way I understand it, it's not some little boy that's stuck at the age of 7 somewhere that you need to give love. Although I did some exercises recently to give that little child a hug. I believe it's possibly your soul, that sits inside of us, that has a purpose that we're not fulfilling with our bodies, because we are too busy, we have taken too many responsibilities, we have too many children, we don't even love our children because or not all the time, because they're taking away time from our visions. But if you really truly voice yourself and you say, I have this vision, this dream that I've always been wanting to do. For me, it's creating an alternative type of micro town. Okay, could be micro towns, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Just to create one micro town that takes the best of eco communities, the best of Arca Science, Venus Project, and a few other amazing, great urban environments that really work well. And my vision is to build such a place in the south of Russia or in Mexico as a first prototype. So reach out to me. We have a working group that needs hands on deck and finances for its manifestation. But put that aside. If you are not fulfilling your vision on this planet, okay, your inner child, your body, you're gonna get sad. Sad in a bad is not a good word. You're gonna feel that energy that's really, really, really uncomfortable. Okay, and again, don't judge it. You gotta ask, like, why am I feeling this? Why am I not happy? Why did I reach at the age of 42 to total ass no nest, no home, debts, no wife. Why did I want to create this? Okay, the reason is your reason is in you, my reason is in me. Okay, now if we say life is unfair, we pointing fingers. Government did this. It's old story, it doesn't work. In fact, it makes you feel worse. Okay, so the most important thing you take out of this video, the second most important thing, the first is don't judge your feelings. The second one, by the name, don't name them. And the second one is you are responsible for everything that you see in your life, including the wars, including the suffering, including the murder, including the good, and everything. So we are projecting our reality. It's a concept that I heard for a while, but I'm starting to get it. COVID, although some of you may say it was a pandemic, and possibly it was, but a lot of people got sick. I got sick like I've never. For a month I was in bed. I had lung damage that almost killed me, and I nearly died, and I've never had that before. So some say it's pandemic. For them it's pandemic. Trust me, it is. It really is that, and they see it, they believe it, and it's manifested like that for them. For me, it was a full-blown virus like I've never had before, and I nearly died. I had my brother's ex-wife lost her father in 1 week and lost her mother a week later from COVID. So for some it was pandemic, for some it was a fucking big blown virus. And who's right? Everybody's right, because you manifest your reality and I manifest my reality through our beliefs, through our dogmas, and through our lenses. Yeah? So you are responsible for your life. Now just take a breath with that. So you are God of your reality. Take another breath on that. Okay, so if you are God of your reality, then you can start changing it. But the way to start changing it, and I'm also in the beginning stages of this. I honestly don't have all the answers, but this is the puzzle that I'm trying to put together. So if you gotta do analytical work using writing. Okay, so find a good time in the day, maybe a bit in the morning and a bit in the evening. Light your candle, light your incense, whatever makes you get into that space. Last night I didn't even have a candle. I started praying to Jesus Christ, believe it or not. I have an icon of him and Saint Mary, and I pray to them. I never used to, but I started because when you hit such rock bottom, you don't know what else to do. So and things seems to be working out much better for me, but obviously Jesus Christ is not the answer. Thank you, but he can help. Yeah, the answer is in you doing what you love, and your main barometer, yeah, your main understanding that you're on the right path is a feeling of joy. Okay, although we don't want to deny any other feelings because they're driving us towards us becoming the better versions of ourselves. Okay, we don't want to judge any feelings, because if I was feeling all happy all the time, I would have stayed in my relationship, and I would have just planted a tree or two and lived a homesteading life out there, and wouldn't be recording this video for you today. But through all the torture, again, I don't want to call it that, but it was fucking hell. I mean, for me to start smoking tobacco after not doing it for years, you must understand how terrible I was feeling. Terrible. I was burning. I didn't know. I'm left alone. 5 years with Zoya. And I caused it. I was like, I couldn't. I mean, a year and a half I sit and then I start shaking. A year and a half ago, you know, I left to Siberia. So it's like a repetition of the same thing. A year and a half ago, I already asked for a divorce when I left to Siberia. Now it's the same thing. So then, you know, to fool yourself and say, no, look, let's get back together. How nice it was. Of course, it was amazing to get back together, and to repeat the same story a year later is terrible. You don't. I don't want to do that. In fact, the barometer for me, the gauge was that I got sick twice. Got sick in April with flu, and in March I got sick with flu. I usually get sick once a year, and before it was even once or 2 years. I get sick twice in 6 weeks. That's when when I start to ask, oh my God, like what's going on? Why is this happening? What, you know? And when I started shaking, my body starts shaking like legs, you know, anxiety. That's when I left, not to drugs, not to smoking, but I left to do a cleanse in the south of Russia. It was, I think, April, March. I came back and nothing changed. I'm still feeling unsettled, terrible. And then I left to Moscow, and I asked for divorce because I realized that, and it was obviously I didn't want a divorce, but I just didn't know what else. I was dying inside. I was burning and dying and unhappy and depressed. I even put a rope on my neck. I tugged it a few times. Not, you know, just like, okay, I'm ready to go. Now, when you reach that point, you have two choices. You either kick the chair from underneath you and you hang yourself, or you say, there's got to be another way. And another way I chose. And that's why I'm recording this video for you. So when I talk about deep torturing moments, I've been in depression on and off since the age of 19. Since, and I don't want to blame, it's not about blaming. When I went to a boarding school, that's when my depression started. Being separated from my family and left in a boarding school for 2 years, 1.5 years. My depression started, and on and off I had it, and I haven't gone on neuroleptics, but it's been with me, so I know what depression is. In fact, it's the second time I've put a rope on my neck. The first time was when I left to the land, and I was on the land, 7 hectares, building eco homes, eco domes, my son, my wife, dream come true, but I'm putting a rope on my neck. I'm fucking depressed. Almost did it then, but thankfully not. So when this thing happens, so I'm talking to you, I know what depression is. I know what fucking rock bottom is, when you're ready to die. When you are this close from saying, I've had enough, I'm pulling the plug. I know what it is, trust me. Depression for 30 years or 25 years without neuroleptics. I know what hyper feeling is, you know. So at the age of 42, I decide that it's enough. And as hard as it is, I make a choice to end my current relationship. I make a choice to be alone. And now that I made the choice, I'm alone, I'm no nest, debt. I have land with a little village home, but I don't want to live there. I don't want to live far out from people. That's another absurdity that I've taken on, God knows, from some preppers. You know, it's all around us. It's in the media. Get out, apocalypse is coming. Get out into nature, far out, grow your own food, make your own canning. Fuck that. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to grow my food. I don't want to do my canning. I don't want to do that. It's not me. Maybe it is you. Then do it. It's not me. I'm a bioarchitect. I want to design cities. I want to draw in virtual reality. And I want to thrive. And later, if, when, and how, I will make a garden bed and I'll grow enough potato. But there's potatoes sold in abundance here. There's grannies selling organic food in all over town, in abundance, organic food, because they don't even have to have any paperwork. They just sell out on the streets. So maybe in your country you gotta can your food and prepare for apocalypse, but in my country I don't have any of that. None of it. Electricity is cheap, dirt cheap, and it'll take you 25 years of your solar panels to pay them off to get as much electricity for 25 years. So why? You know, so we gotta stop taking these beliefs that we've grasped from other people. So now that I'm left alone with no nest, no wife, and a debt, you know, you kind of start asking serious questions like, what the fuck am I attracting this for? Not why did she do it? Why did he do it? Why did the government do it? Why did the Lord do it to me? Why, you know, why? Why did I do it? Why did I create this ass in my life? And that's the questions that I'm asking myself every single time, every single moment in the last 2-3 days. And the answer is simple. It came to me. It's not that simple, but I wrote it down. I connected to, call it ascended masters. I brought in archangels, Michael, Gabriel, all archangels, just like I brought in the higher light powers, the powers of light, called in Christ. And I asked, like, why did I create this ass in my life? You know, the rock bottom ass. And the answer came that I need to be focusing on my Wattilarium Earthship hybrid, and I need to be focusing on developing the microtown biomimetica, Selenia biomimetica, that's what I call it. And those are my grand projects. This is what I came to do in life. And not only the grand projects, I have other needs such as pantomime, love pantomime, dancing with white gloves and moving with white gloves, theater expression, singing, dancing, developing my vocal cords, and public speaking, which I signed up for, by the way. So there's so many other needs, and you have your grand projects. So you gotta focus and find your grand is like your main your project. Why did you came to this earth? What did you want to do? What did you love doing as a kid? Keep on asking that question. You will remember. You will remember what you came to earth to do. And mixing with your daily needs, such as I said, yoga, dancing, singing, drawing with pencils, not drawing by architecture, drawing art, just a meditative doodle, wherever the hell you want, you know, I want. So we meet those, we start working on our grand project, then your financial needs will be covered. So I am told. I'm yet to, well, my financial needs are covered. I get a couple of sales of my courses every week, and that keeps me going. I get a couple of consults a month, and that keeps me going. So my needs at the age of 42 of not working for anyone my whole life, since 19, I worked one day in a clothing store and then I dropped out. So my whole life from 19, I am being provided for. And I'm so told by my higher self that if I focus on my grand project, and if I focus on my daily needs that make me happy, singing, dancing, drawing with pencils, art, sacred geometry, playing jaw harp, playing my drum, whatever. If I keep on doing that, then I will be first raising my happiness levels, yeah? Not judging those downward, those burning sensations, just feeling them through, not going and screaming out in the forest or going for a swim. I don't know, starting kickboxing, you know, doing those things to let that energy flow. And if I focus on my grand project, then my needs will be met. And I truly believe that is the case. So with that, I'm out. I hope this video makes you think about a couple of things, because a lot of us are in this difficult position. And I'm slowly finding the answers. And with that, sending you a big warm hug from the heart of Russia, St. Petersburg, and these beautiful birds.